What the hell is going on with this? All right, look. Okay. Welcome to the live. I know it's early in the morning. I don't plan on having nobody up here today because I just kind of want to run through this because it's been on my mind all night. Before we get started, thank you to Xavier Landon. Shout out to you. And thank you to Fio Pacino. Shout out to you. Thank y'all for y'all's financial contribution to the show. Because of y'all, this thing can run how it's supposed to run. Now, Vlad is not the police. We have to stop blaming other people for the nonsense that we perpetuate in our own societies, right? I want to talk about accountability, and I have a list of things. And accountability is the first part, but we need to go step by step. What the fuck happened with Keithy D? I want to start off by saying this, and I want you to just walk with me because I really don't know how long I'm going to be here. It's probably going to be at least an hour, but I want to walk with me as I walk through this, right? Has anybody ever had a job where you had to deal with any type of money, deal with any type of merchandise, deal with just anything, a retail job, a job at a casino, anything like that? I'm trying to see, where am I at in this? Hold up. I'm asking, has anybody ever had a job at any type of casino? Because when you get a job at anywhere that has to deal with money or merchandise, right? If you steal something or somebody is stealing from the job, you're never going to get away with stealing from your job. There's no way to ever get away from it. You not slick, you not sly. The first thing is people always think when they're stealing from their job that, oh, I got lucky. And usually if it's one person stealing from the job, good morning, Jason. One person stealing from the job, it's damn my bad. It's never one person stealing. It's usually more than one person stealing if one person is stealing, right? So if somebody's stealing from the job obviously knows that you're stealing. The mistake that people make is usually two mistakes. The first mistake is that they think because, oh, I stole a little bit of money. Salute, Showboat. I stole a little bit of money from the job and nobody came and got me immediately. I stole a little bit of money, or I stole some merchandise. I stole a wig. I used to work at a warehouse when I was a teenager. Motherfuckers used to steal wigs and Gatorade and Slim Jims all the time. And you think because nobody came and immediately got you for it that there's going to be not going to be a consequence. Like I said, the first mistake is like, as evidence doesn't mean that they're going to come and get you right now. Evidence means that once they finish compiling all of the evidence that they have, then whenever they feel like coming to get you, they'll come and get you. The second mistake that people make is you think that because you work in retail or because you work at the bank or because you work somewhere, that them people is worried about you stealing and getting you right now. That's not it. I'm not going to say they don't care, but they're not worried about getting you as quick as possible. That's how you think. That's not how they think. And people will come at you and tell you, oh, you don't know the system. You don't know how this goes. You don't know how this works. And if you're wondering why I'm telling you this in the beginning, because this absolutely relates to Keithy D in this Tupac situation and the bullshit that people think that Vlad is the cops. Vlad is not the police. There is no way that Vlad could be the police because niggas will tell everything that they know without you, like, unprovokingly tell you everything. They don't need Vlad's help to rat. They don't need Vlad's help to do anything that involves opening their mouth and speaking. Now, when it comes to Keithy D, and I'm gonna skip around my notes a little bit because I kind of just want to get into that, and I'll come back up to this. Keithy D arrested again for this Tupac bullshit, right? The first question is, why did it take them so long? It took the Las Vegas Police Department so long to go and get Keithy D because they hoped that everybody involved in it would die or be killed or they would kill each other. And that is basically what happened. Orlando is dead. The people in the car, dead. Tupac is dead. Buntry is dead. Suge has a life sentence, and Keithy D was the only person that was walking around here, alive and free. They didn't let him get away with it, but they let him go because they didn't want to be entangled in that. Because if you know anything about Vegas back then did not want to be affiliated with that Sin City image. Vegas back then didn't want to be affiliated and associated with that nightlife and all that. It was a mob town. They wanted to be like sophisticated and upscale and all of that. And when Tupac was out there fighting and doing all this bullshit and doing all whatever he was gonna do, right? That brought a negative image to them. So the best way a lot of the times, and this is applicable to anything really, you ignore it long enough, it'll go away. It maybe accept shit with your health and all of that. They figured that if we ignore this Tupac death, it will go away. They're not going to have to be bothered with it. The niggas will take care of themselves. And that's basically, again, that's what happened. Everybody was supposed to die so they wouldn't have to be bothered with it. It kind of reminds me of the city of Dallas not wanting to be associated with the death of JFK. They didn't want nothing to do with JFK getting shot in the head. They didn't want nothing to do with any of that. And a lot of the times these entities rely on, if it's some bullshit to go on, they'll rely on people not wanting to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered with it, so we'll push it off and sweep it under the rug. Now, I do want to play this because it's some very interesting thing. It's not all of it. I don't want to play the whole thing, but I do want to play this because there's a couple of interesting things that he said in here that just made my ears go up.
Davis was arrested this morning by my LVMPD criminal apprehension team, and this investigation started on the night of September 7th, 1996. It is far from over. It has taken countless hours, really decades, of work by the men and women of our homicide section to get to where we are today. Several of those detectives that are standing here with us include Detective Cliff Mogg, the lead detective on this case. He is now retired. Well, I know there's been many people who did not believe that the murder of Tupac Shakur was important to this police department. I'm here to tell you that was simply not the case. It was not the case back then.
I have to stop it right there because that's bullshit. When first, nobody gave a fuck that Tupac died. Let's just be fucking for real. Nobody gave a single fuck that Tupac was murdered. Again, like I said, they was hoping all these people would kill each other and get the fuck out of their business. And I'm just going to hit play again because I want him to get to the part where he starts talking about the gangs and shit.
Back then, and it is not the case today. Our goal at LVMPD has always been to hold those accountable and responsible for Tupac's violent murder accountable. Just like we do for every homicide victim in our city. Every single victim, every life that is lost is important and remains a priority to this police department. As we methodically built this case to move forward with an arrest, it was also important that at the same time, we're building towards a successful prosecution. We work closely with our esteemed district attorney, Steve Wolfson, in his office to ensure that is going to happen. Mr. Davis's own words reinvigorated our case in 2018. I'm going to give you some of those details, and I'm going to introduce to you our homicide lieutenant, Jason Johansson, and he will provide you many of the details on how we got here today.
Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you everybody for being here today. My name is Jason Johansson, and I'm the homicide lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. And my goal here today is to walk you through our investigation and what led us to the indictment of DeWayne Davis, also known as Keithy D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur. This case has been reviewed by our homicide team and homicide detectives for over 2.5 decades. And ultimately, our persistence in this investigation has paid off. Let me walk you through a timeline of events that as we know them right now. Prior to September 7th of 1996, as we all know, Tupac Shakur was an artist who was signed with Death Row Records. And that Death Row Records and its CEO, Marion Suge Knight, were closely affiliated with the Mob Piru criminal street gangs, and that they had an ongoing feud with the Southside Compton Crips. DeWayne Davis was the leader and shot caller of the Southside Compton Crips. And both of these gangs operated out of the Southern California area of Compton. On the night of September 7th of 1996, Tupac Shakur, along with Suge Knight and members of their entourage, which include members of Mob Piru, came to Vegas to attend the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Now, he's going to talk more or whatever, but notice how he's putting this shit off on California. Good morning, SB. He's putting this off on California. Now, to an untrained ear, it might seem like, oh, he's just giving the details. They're just talking about where these people came from, what happened with these people, and what affiliations they had. That's complete bullshit. They are continuing to bring up the gang affiliations, not just because, oh, we want to make them look bad and we want to do whatever the fuck these people do when they're trying to denigrate certain types of people, but they bringing it off as an excuse as to why, or make people think that, oh, we don't know anything about that. We're in Vegas. What this happened on the Vegas Strip or somewhere outside of a boxing, whatever the fuck. They're bringing this up as a reason to why they didn't, but the reason that they didn't is because they were so far away and they wanted to make sure that we don't have nothing to do with those California niggas. So all this whole, we've been looking for 20 years. Nigga, no, you haven't. You haven't been looking at a goddamn thing for 20 years.
Members of the Southside Compton Crips, which included DeWayne Davis, along with his nephew, Orlando Anderson, were also in attendance at the same event. As both were leaving the fight, members of Death Row Records spotted Orlando Anderson near an elevator bank inside the MGM. And at that time, they began to kick and punch him near that elevator bank. I will now show you hotel security footage, as many of you have already seen, related to this incident. And on this incident, you will see Tupac Shakur, who's wearing a shiny satiny shirt, along with Marion Suge Knight, who's a large man in a brown suit, punching and kicking Orlando Anderson. Following this incident, you'll see hotel security intervene, and then they will leave the area of the fight. Little did anyone know that it is this incident right here that would ultimately lead to the retaliatory shooting and death of Tupac Shakur. Following this incident, Tupac and Suge Knight both left the MGM to make their way to a post-fight party, which was to occur at a local nightclub. At the same time, word had spread amongst members of the Southside Compton Crips of what had occurred inside the MGM. And then that's when DeWayne Davis began to devise a plan to obtain a firearm and retaliate against Suge Knight and Mr. Shakur for what occurred inside the hotel against Mr. Anderson. After Davis obtained a gun, he entered into a white Cadillac along with Terrence Brown, DeAndre Smith, and Orlando Anderson. Based on our investigation, this is where we know they were seated. At some point in time, as they were in the white Cadillac, Mr. Davis took the gun that he had obtained and provided it to the passengers in the rear seat of the vehicle. As they were driving west on Flamingo Road near Koval, they located the black BMW, which was driven by Suge Knight, and in the passenger seat was Tupac Shakur. And as they turned around, they pulled up near the passenger side of that vehicle and immediately began shooting at Mr. Knight and Mr. Shakur. Following that shooting, the white Cadillac fled the area southbound on Koval.
How do we tell the important stories about this community? There's John's Way. He knows the streets, has sources everywhere, and always.
And after our officers arrived on scene, Tupac was later transported to the University Medical Center, where he was treated medically and died approximately 6 days later on September 13th. My homicide section handled this investigation from its onset and for a short amount of time. And within a short amount of time, what we knew was that we were working a gang investigation where our victims, our witnesses, and our suspects were all from Southern California and not local to Las Vegas. Within the first few months of the investigation, our detectives knew most of the information I just briefed you on. However, we never had the necessary evidence to bring this case forward and present it for criminal charges. As time went on, this case had been reviewed multiple times by different investigators assigned to my section, but it wasn't until 2018 that this case was reinvigorated as additional information came to light related to this homicide. Specifically, Dwayne Davis's own admissions to his involvement in this homicide investigation that he provided to numerous different media outlets. In our section, we knew at this time that this was likely our last time to take a run at this case to successfully solve this case and bring forth a criminal charge. It was at that time that this case was assigned to Cliff Mogg, a detective within my homicide section. And over the last 5 years, my section worked closely, hand in hand with the Clark County District Attorney's Office and followed a systematic investigative plan over the last 5 years.
All right, we don't really need to play too much more of this. Salute, Chris.
We conducted countless interviews and corroborated numerous facts that were not only consistent with the crime scene.
All right. Salute to Chris, Krager, 7. Good morning to y'all. So, as you hear again, they keep bringing up California, bringing up all this other shit that eliminates them from having, like, it absolves them of some type of guilt for just totally neglecting this. What's up, 2 Frames? yeah, I had to cut that shit off too. But luckily I watched the whole thing and I got some notes about it. So, after hearing all of that, obviously, whatever the fuck with that guy, but you're going to ask yourself now, what actually changed? You heard him say, oh, he's just out here doing all of this, and he's saying all of this, and he's giving more information. Keithy D was running around this bitch bragging about his involvement in the Tupac situation. Why was he bragging? Because Keithy D's never really done anything with his life. You don't know Keithy D for doing anything but telling on his nephew and killing Tupac. It's not like he's ever done anything or he's known for anything. I think somebody said he sold drugs or whatever the fuck he did, but that's really not enough to be known. So they gave him a proffer agreement, and in the proffer agreement, it talks about how you have to be truthful and fully forthcoming, and your statements will not be used against you by that prosecutor. The problem with that is these people let you come out here and they let you run your mouth. So you go in there and you tell them thank you, Craig, thank you, I appreciate that. You know, they let you go out here and run your mouth, and they assume whatever you tell them the first time is truthful, and they assume whatever you tell them the first time is accurate. Usually, people take these proffer agreements, and in his proffer agreement, he obviously read it. They take these proffer agreements, and you never hear from their ass again. He did not do this. And I want to show you this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to show this. Tupac Shakur, murder suspect, bragged about the connection for years before the arrest. And this is Rolling Stone talking about how this nigga was all on BET, all over Vlad TV, book, writing the goddamn book, just out here just running his fucking mouth. I think this, I don't know if this one or it's the New York Post one that has, yeah, this is the one with the excerpts in it. And he talks about being at the club and all this other shit. And Tupac reaching under the, looking like he was reaching under the seat. Talk about, I ain't never felt like the police felt or whatever. Nigga should have just did whatever the fuck I said. Yeah, all that goofy shit. This nigga was so attention starved. And it's so crazy to me how anybody is shocked that a nigga who comes out here and is just, I killed Tupac. I killed Tupac. I helped kill Tupac. I gave somebody the gun to kill Tupac. I did this. I did that. How in the fuck is anybody surprised or blaming somebody else when this is all the nigga talks about? This is all the nigga wants to be known for. His claim to fame is, I helped or assisted with the murder of the most famous rapper on the planet. The problem with anybody trying to say that this is a lie or he lied or he did something like this is in 2018, this nigga was diagnosed with cancer. If you know anything about people being at the end of their fucking life, people don't get to the end of their life and start fucking lying. You ever notice that, like, motherfuckers, they'll be completely on their fucking deathbed, and then that's when they found out, oh, I put the needle in Bob Marley's shoe, or some weird ass, crazy ass shit like that. Like, my nigga, come on. Like, anybody that's making an excuse for this, like, I don't even fucking know. But my thing is, once he started to confessing and just coming out here and running his mouth like he got that battery in his back from being able to write the book, Vlad put the battery in his back, BT put the battery in his back, it emboldened him. And it made him feel like, because nobody's immediately chasing me, because nobody's coming after me right now, because there are no immediate consequences for the shit that I'm doing right now, I can continue to go and do it. Because it wasn't enough to just be there and some people know your affiliation. It wasn't enough for you to write your book and just go on and be happy. It wasn't enough for you to go on BET and talk about, oh, I'm one of the only living witnesses to what actually happened that night, aside from Suge Knight. When did Suge Knight go to jail? A little while ago, right? Like, you're the only one that's alive and free. That wasn't enough for you. He did interviews on all type of motherfucking platforms and going to these places. And we know that these platforms will pay you to talk. And I have a note about that in a second, but it's like, this is the first time in Keithy D's life that anybody gave a fuck about anything that he had to say. Like, let's be for real. You don't know Keithy D for a goddamn thing. And the first time that anybody gave him any type of look or any type of recognition is because you are connected to a murder. You're not known for being anybody, doing anything significant, all of that bullshit. And when these motherfuckers get out here and they feel like I said in the beginning, people come out, you steal from the store and you think, oh, because I stole or I did something, nobody noticed. I did some gangster shit and nobody noticed. Somebody, Theo asked me yesterday about rappers having cases. If you've ever committed a crime, there is a case looming over you, because a lot of the times when a person is not immediately prosecuted for something, and usually we're talking about big crimes that people are usually not immediately prosecuted for. Petty theft is not a crime. I mean, it's a crime, but it's not, it's a sugar ass be out here saying Tupac's still alive. Crazy as shit. But like, when you commit a serious crime, motherfuckers get into their minds that, oh, I didn't get caught. Nothing happened. Nobody said nothing. Nobody came to me about whatever the fuck I stole, whatever the fuck I did, the shooting that happened. Nobody questioned me. It went away. My nigga, no. What happens is, going back to what I said in the beginning about working at the store, motherfuckers will let you do shit and do shit and do shit and do shit until it piles up. And then they just come and get you. Like, it's not, no, they come and get you at their fucking leisure. There's no rush to get no fucking Keithy D off the street. He old with cancer. Nobody's fucking checking for coming to arrest the nigga. Tupac dead as fuck. Everybody in the situation dead as fuck. Suge gonna die in jail. Ain't nobody coming to get these, bro. It's no fucking goddamn. It's nothing there that would warrant the Las Vegas police to come out. But the reason that they had to come out now is because this nigga really thought that he was going to come out, and it wasn't enough to go on Vlad one time, tell your story, sell your book, and leave, right? This nigga had to, every time you go and do an interview, you can't go and tell the same story. This nigga went up there because the police didn't come get him when he first started talking crazy as a bitch. Because the police didn't come and get him the first time he started talking crazy, motherfuckers was sitting back in the cut, waiting for him to relinquish more details and fill in the cracks in the pieces of the shit that they didn't have. There is no urgency when it comes to serious crime. Don't let motherfuckers tell you, oh, you don't know nothing about the streets and you don't know nothing about that. You don't have to know shit about the streets to pick up a fucking book. I have a book right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. You have the right to remain innocent. And when you flip this book over, what does that say? That shit say, don't talk to the fucking police. Anybody with a brain knows that you don't open your mouth and give details about shit because you think that, oh, they know everything already because the police told you. They know everything already. They goddamn, we had all the evidence and he's not saying anything. I wrote a quote down. Motherfuckers will tell you, I'm not saying anything. They don't already know. You actually are. And that plays into every time this nigga went and did an interview, now it's a different angle. Now it's a new piece of the motherfucking story. Now it's, oh, I ain't put this in the book. It's all these things. And now, because you're attention starved and you're addicted to being seen and you're addicted to having, you know, motherfuckers know who you is, because nobody knew who the fuck Keithy D was. Nobody gave a fuck who Keithy D ass was. Wasn't no old white bitch in the grocery store like, oh my God, it's Keithy D. Like, he got to the point where maybe people recognize who the fuck he was, and that shit is like a siren song. When you get to that point, and I say a siren song, like, it's mesmerizing for people. You walking into the grocery store and motherfuckers know who you is. And you went from literally a zero to motherfuckers know. My cousin was murdered in Richmond. The police have no clue unless somebody tell. I hope somebody do tell, because that's fucked up. But they have got into their mind that, like, oh, it's okay to come out here and just keep going and keep going and keep going. And they forget that we don't think how they are thinking. The rap police is different than the real police. All motherfuckers is trying to do within their legal world, or whatever the fuck you would call the police, all they're trying to do is build their career and take it to the next level. And what's the easiest way a person can move up into the rank? The easiest way that I can move up into the rank, take a fucking rapper out. Take a motherfucker off the street that everybody's looking at. Take a motherfucker out of here. Let me get that. Take a motherfucker out of here that everybody's admiring and they're seeing it, and you coming out here talking and you bragging and you boasting like you really got away with this shit. It's a consistent pattern of behavior. I think about Boosie, right? And I'm talking about people just talking too fucking much at this point. I think about Boosie and when he went on I think it was Mav Hoffa. He went on Mav Hoffa, and they was like, oh, so if you had a gun in a car or some crazy ass shit, and he's like, oh, I'll just pass the gun over to somebody else or whatever. That's what they're supposed to do. He's up there talking about his charge sponge, right? He's not admitting to a crime per se, but you're talking about breaking the law in a way where if something was to actually happen when they actually caught up with his ass, oh, we got enough because you went back and you said that. You sitting in a room full of people you don't know. These not your motherfucking relatives. You sitting there talking to these motherfuckers like 16, 15, how many people? 10, 15 people? Bro, it's not 10 or 15 solid people that'll fucking hold it down for you. How many, like, bro, ask YSL about having a room full of niggas who claim they would be solid and act like they solid and doing it. Bro, that shit is not real. It's not real. Like I said, I'm looking through my notes. Yeah, I'm looking. Let me see. Yeah, I said that. And it's crazy because, like, he did all of this for fucking attention. He didn't do any of this shit because he just, oh, you got to, it's all in the book. I told the police all this. Bro, none of that shit had anything to do with him. Oh, I told the police this. Oh, I told the police that. Or they already know. No. You did this for attention. And now look what the shit has, like, look what it has got this nigga. You know, we used to pay people with money. And now all you got a motherfucker idea of going viral is enough compensation for them. Nigga want to be motherfucking Sammy the Bull and all these other motherfucking rats walking out here. And you know, that's a problem that we have in this community is motherfuckers want to replicate other people's degenerates, and we don't have the fucking infrastructure to allow our degenerates to do shit without destroying the whole motherfucking group. Top of the morning, Katrina. That's what I'm saying. Boosie ass, like, come on, dog. Like, when Boosie was up there talking about telling niggas in a room full of niggas you don't fucking know. You've never seen these niggas before. You don't hang out with these niggas. You don't know what the fuck these niggas gonna do. And you in here just blatantly talking about breaking the motherfucking law. Bro, these people will tell on you to not even just say they sell. They'll tell on you so they don't have to have a bumpy ride home. And when I think about Keithy D, it's sad because it's like you want to be famous and you want to be infamous, and a nigga got debutante syndrome. Like, how many times is a nigga gonna tell you all the ways and angles that Tupac died? Like, be for real, like, and that's what debutante syndrome is. Like, it's like the motherfucker who was fucking in high school. Y'all was in high school 20 years ago. He keep telling you about the fucking touchdown he made in high school, that one fucking touchdown that one time. The shit is old, bro. I wish they would just let Tupac rest in peace. Please, just let the nigga rest. God, him, Jada Pinkett, everybody talking about this nigga, bro. This nigga dead as fuck. It's fucking crazy. Hold on, okay, you see. There's no contradiction. Nobody's accountable for anything. Yo, and that's what I wanted to get up here and talk about. It's like, how many times is we about to point the fucking finger at somebody else for what people continue to do? This nigga, since 2018, when he announced he had cancer, I got to tell my truth. I got to live my truth. I got to tell my story. Okay. And then this nigga is just like, okay, you told your story. And then now you start telling the story from a 45-degree angle. Then you start telling the story like this. And it's like, yeah, you can't, bro, why would anybody want to stand next to somebody who would do something like that? And maybe Tupac deserved it, because why the fuck is you out there fighting? But I'm going to be talking about that shit later, because it's like people like Tupac. It's so crazy because people like Tupac, you get enamored with the lifestyle and you really think that it's real, forgetting that, bro. It's people like Keithy D out here and his nephew and whoever else the fuck killed his ass. It's real consequences for the bullshit that you believe. The same thing with this nigga. He really was addicted to attention. He had the appetite of hell, and he could not fucking satisfy the need for everybody to know that I was there when Tupac died. I'm the only person alive when Tupac died. Bro, nobody give a fuck about you, Tupac, none of that. It's just fucking ridiculous. I thought all of this was ridiculous. He's nobody to be praised. He's been a nobody his whole fucking life. And now he's about to die getting chemo in prison as a fucking nobody. Because you thought that you was slick. You thought that you was sly. You thought that them people was just gonna forget about you. They like to play that game, but niggas is building their whole fucking careers. And the craziest part about the shit that Keithy D do is all these old ass niggas do the same shit. They get online, they tell you the same story over and over and over and over again. Every flavor, every color, every bullshit. Tell you how gangster they is. Want you to be scared of them. All this crazy, goofy ass shit. Forgetting that in the real world, none of that, nobody give a fuck about that, bro. You online, 1 million people see your shit. You online, 1 million people know what the fuck you got going on, and the prosecutor and the police officer and the judge is online too, watching you, and they might be a fan. Can you imagine how many Young Thug songs Fannie Willis knows? I'm sure living in Atlanta for as long as she's been out there and as long as she's prosecuting, she knows some YSL songs. She knows some Gunna songs. Bro, your prosecutor is going to be in your live stream, at your concert, on your Instagram, on your TikTok. There is no way to escape. You will never get away with anything. It's only a matter of time before they come and get you. They just let it go and go and go until they get fucking tired or it's time for them to level up. Fuck this nigga. Like, who gives a fuck about this? Like, it's just so fucking goofy, and everybody want to blame Vlad. Bro, Vlad been doing the same shit for like 20 fucking years. And why is it always another person's fault when you get caught for the shit that you did? How the fuck is it Vlad's fault? Vlad didn't make niggas come up on his show. Vlad is the place that motherfuckers go. It's funny because I'm thinking about it now. Vlad is the place you go when you running out of money, because he used to didn't pay. Ayo said is that he didn't used to pay people for interviews, but now he pay people. Vlad is the place you go when your money low and you need to hit a lick. You're not going up there because you just got to get the word out, bro. Vlad is the lick. Or I get a quick 15, 20K. I don't know. Some niggas ain't worth that, but what this say? I'm telling you, if social media was out in the 80s and 90s, niggas would have been caught up in the same way. Miss me with all that street shit. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that shit does not. That is fucking like. And because back then you used to have to, like, even when I was a kid, you used to have to actually, if you wanted to hear what your favorite celebrity or somebody had to say, you had to buy the magazine, watch 106 in Park, watch TRL. TRL was the really big one for people just talking about random shit. But now I can just pick my phone up and get on TikTok, and now everybody can, like 1 million people can see me. Bro, like, I'm sick of these niggas. Like, and you know, I'm gonna wrap up on this because it's just like, why is anybody famous for being what are you famous for? You don't do anything. Like, you're nobody. You've never been anybody. You've never done anything that anybody should look at. I think he started paying Damon Dash and called him out for wanting free interviews. It's weird behavior, but it's like, bro, it can't be everybody else's fault all the time when bullshit goes down. It can't be everybody else's fault all the time when you actively participate in the system. It's it's a quote somewhere, but somebody say, you know, you want to know the truth from a person, tell a white man to ask them. And that's really what it is. And I don't know. I don't give a fuck if Vlad is a cop. Can't nobody make you talk. Like I said, you have the right to remain innocent. Don't talk to the fucking cops. Niggas want to bring up, oh, Diddy put $1 million, bro. Who gives a fuck? And yeah, they fucking, who was I got the judge name, not the judge, the investigator name up here that said that it was true that Diddy put that money up, but it don't matter. Nobody give a fuck about no gay killer. He's still crazy, and you still out here running around acting a fucking fool. Like, they're doing all of this shit to impress children. You're not doing this because if you're doing this to prove you're gangster to strangers on the internet, bro, it doesn't matter how gangster you are. You weren't gangster enough to not go to prison after all these fucking years. Why didn't you go at the fucking police and say, no, you're not taking me to no jail. You're not taking me nowhere. I'm not taking no indictment. Why are you not fighting back? You're just gonna roll over and take it? Like, these people are crazy. Like, you're overcompensating for people who don't know you, who don't give a fuck about you. And you think that the overcompensation is going to somehow make you avoid the consequence of what you're doing. Everybody's online. So, I mean, in conclusion, look, this nigga, you got caught. You look dumb as fuck. And nobody gives a fuck. The prosecutors in the audience, the police officer is in your fucking fan base. So the best thing it's cooked for him. And anybody who want to act like him and be like him, well, just know that you're not going to get the Sammy the Bull treatment. There, people get to go and tell about how many people they killed and tell all books and all these, bullshit. It says, would you say, no, we care about Big and Pac's murders. I'm talking about like this, the system don't care. Regular people, Frank Lucas and the Ming, I'm telling you, wanting to be seen, what is wanting to be seen is going to be the downfall of civilization. I cannot pay my rent some people will try to argue down, but that's, play semantics for someone else. But that wanting to be seen shit, it's always been the person who decided they wanted to be the loudest person for no fucking reason. Take them down. But you're right. We care about that because it shouldn't have happened, but it's a lot of other shit that we have a lot more problems than worrying about the person who did. I'm gonna be for real. Like, it's gonna sound fucked up, but I'm not worried about the person who's dead. The person that's walking around this planet dead on the inside, we got to try to get to them and save them. Because if somebody can tell me 3 things that Keithy D is known for, aside from killing Tupac and being a mob pyro, that would be severely helpful. I'm going to be honest. But no, we can't worry about dead people, people who decided that the grave is going to be whatever the fuck they need. No. We not even supposed to be bothering with that. We got real problems, real people trying to influence our children. Bruh, the fact that we let this nigga run around for so long talking about this, that's severely troubling, and it make you actually not even want to be a part of this culture no more. But I just wanted to talk about, you said this 30-year-old unsolved mystery. That's what I'm saying. The government might shut down today. Might. I don't know. Because who's working on Sunday? But the government might shut down today. Some type of emergency alert system is coming next week. Motherfuckers don't know if they're going to get their food stamps. Bitches are still trading food stamps for rides. What does this say? This says, the thing is, I was told by a white man who makes 120 plus a year. He's tattooing thug life on his stomach. There's ideals and messages that are transcended. Yeah, you know, nobody is taking away from the impact and the influence. The thing is, what I'm saying is, we can't worry about the dead people. We got people that's living right here, right now. And I am glad that that is something that is closed and we can finally pack that up and just celebrate the impact and the influence and the good music and everything that comes with that. That's nice. But people is not on that, bro. People's music don't even sound like Tupac's music no more. People are not making music where, first, fuck the music. Motherfuckers don't even care about their community no more. I asked this question the other day because I seen that shit in Philly. I didn't even know. I was off the phone for 2 days and I seen that shit in Philly with the riots or whatever because the police officer shot through the glass, right? Them people was out there. So a cop went to somebody's car, shot through the glass and killed them. Niggas went to the liquor store and looted the liquor store. Why didn't they go to the police officer's house? If you have somebody's first or last name, there is a website. The website is like $20. You can look up everywhere they've ever lived, all of their relatives, all their relatives' information. Why wasn't niggas going outside their house? And I'm saying that to say the reason why we need to just sit back and be like, is this fucking important? Is because how many people, if something was to happen to somebody you loved that was not, and you were not around, your family was not around, your friends were not around, how many of those people would come out and help you if something went crazy? If something actually fucking happened? Or would niggas use your name to go and steal 1942 and Casamigos or whatever? I don't know what alcohol is. So like, would niggas steal alcohol in your name? Or would niggas go and ride on the person who did something to you? We can celebrate these people and they are amazing. But people ain't like that no more. So hold on, because I'm gonna answer that in a second. But people don't even make music where they're trying to uplift the community, or they're not even fuck even trying to uplift the community, fuck trying to be a good person. People are not even making music telling the full truth. So it's disgusting to use Tupac's name and use his name for elevation and talk about how great somebody is. Nobody's following in the footsteps of Tupac. Nobody's trying to do anything and say, hey, bro, we're in a red pill, blue, whatever pill island where nobody can go there, but they homeboy situation where people really, they don't subscribe to helping people. They don't subscribe to learning anything from the community. And this says, so Ray, you say, so if you get murdered, should anybody care? It wouldn't matter. I'm dead. Like, I'm not worried about what's going on Earth after I go to the next dimension. But the difference between me and Tupac is I'm not fake. I'm not going to be out in public doing anything. I'm not going to be affiliated with groups I don't have no business being affiliated with. I'm not going to get out of my body and be taken out of my body where somebody could come and retaliate against me. And I'm a hard target. I'm not sitting in the passenger seat looking dumb as a bitch for somebody to come and get me after I just beat somebody up knowing I'm a bitch ass nigga. That's not going to be me, and it's not going to be my life. I don't even really try to even sit in my car for that long. I get there and I get out. Tupac was fake. And I'm not saying this to shit on Tupac's legacy. I love his writing. I love everything really about him and what he represented. But he did not have any discernment because he actually thought he was one of those niggas that he was around. And it is okay to be yourself. See, people didn't tell Tupac it was okay for him to be himself. And that's what got his ass clapped. It was perfectly fine, bro. Tupac wanted to get away from the crazy ass music, and that's why he started getting into movies and doing all of, you know, all the other shit and doing all of that. He wanted to branch out and expand because he was really an artist. But the money and all the bullshit and them gang members pulled him in and allowed him to act in a way where he should not have been acting. The most recent example of that is 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine, them niggas saw a lick and saw that this is somebody we can get money off of, and they let him come in there and do whatever. And now, bro, I don't know if you was here. Well, you was here, but everybody is dead from the situation. Everybody was dead. Orlando is dead. The nigga who was with the black hat and the white suit dead. Suge gonna die in jail. And all of that is because Tupac couldn't control himself. Quavo, Takeoff is dead because somebody else decided to do something that they know they shouldn't have fucking done. How can we say we value life and not care if black people get justice? Ray, you've been over here for a while. You want to call in, Ray? Let me know if you want to call in. Because I'll drop the call-in link. But look, everybody can't go. Just real talk. Everybody can't go. Everybody life ain't valuable. I am a proponent of dividing and getting away from people who want to just hold us back, and at the very least, tell the truth. Like, bro, like nobody said nobody had to be perfect. Nobody said nobody had to do anything. Did I hit copy? Yeah, I hit copy. Nobody said that anybody had to come in and be a fucking patriot saint. All I'm saying is keep it real. I don't value everybody's life because everybody's life is not worth fucking keeping and moving along. That's just the truth. It's just the truth. And yes, like you said, he was young and he was influenced by his environment, and that's the problem. The environment poisoned him. The environment is the reason that he is dead, because they put that gangster shit over everything else. When they knew he didn't have no business, bro, he could have just been the artist. He could have just been the person who did the music. Keep telling your poetry. Keep doing, that's all he had to keep doing. And it's sad. And there should be justice. And they should have been arrested, this nigga, to me, because I don't think he should be on the street and anybody involved in that. But we cannot absolve niggas from we can't absolve people from the role that they play in their demise. The role that they play in anything that happens to them. Just like when you do something good, Ray, I'm going to be the first one cheering for you. Because what you did good, what you earned that. You went out there and you did that shit. You went out there and you put that fucking work in. You deserve that, just like if you did something. And I'm not above it. That's why it's like, bro, call in if you want to talk. I'm not above somebody saying you wrong. I'm not above somebody feeling like I did something that they didn't like, or, I'm not no motherfucking authority in that sense. I'm here to have the conversation, because niggas like me really could take a motherfucker or leave them to the point where it don't even fucking matter to me. Give a fuck, bro. I could go my whole day and not know nothing that went on. That's why I was shook with the shit in Philly with the riots, because I was like, damn, I'm usually on top of these kind of things. I usually see and I usually know what's going on. And I'm mad because I wasn't up there and I didn't get to see what was happening. Like, no, we got to get away from the woe is me type talking situation. Are you calling in, Katrina? We don't have the bandwidth or the energy to allocate towards all these situations. We got to pick at this critical. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up in a second, Katrina. Actually, I'm gonna bring you down. And this critical point where we are with our children on the line, our safety on the line, our finances on the line, everything is on the line. It's literally now or never, bro. We don't have time to care about every fucking thing. We just don't. Are you up here? Where you at? I thought I saw you. You clicked off? Okay, there you go. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to call in because the Pac thing came up. And now don't get me wrong, I understand Ray may be a subscriber and he may support you, but I just don't like the conflation of the two topics. You get what I'm saying? We can't say we want black justice for a Tupac situation when we seen that was him causing that situation. That's not a George Floyd, Breonna Taylor type of thing where the police ran up in there or choked you out. You get what I'm saying? Tupac got involved in some street shit. And although we say we don't want to promote that or we don't like that, we promote it and we like it. And just so happen, all of our artists meet their demise. Behind every character they present, it's going to come to them. So Biggie and Tupac, we gangster street hood niggas, both die. And the example goes on and on and on and on and on. Still to this day, none of our artists get to really live a fruitful life except for Jay-Z and Puffy. But we see that where they had to go with it, they couldn't continue to say, oh, I'm a street nigga, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna kill you and all that. They wouldn't have got to those heights if they would have stayed there. But I just don't feel like we should care about Tupac and Biggie's murder. Man, it's been too long. Their family should care, no doubt. These people have, especially when you say he's aligned with somebody like a Puffy, and then you think about Tupac's estate, these people have their hands on real money. These cases could have been solved if the proper money was thrown at it, but it wasn't. So you can't expect me or anybody else to care about them two from the 90s when we have stuff that's going on today. And just like you said, look at this. But you want niggas to care about something that happened 30 something years ago, but somebody else gets shot in Philly just a week ago and niggas go steal liquor.
Tennis shoes, liquor.
Tell me how are we ready as a people to get justice for a people if we still thinking about such surface level things, liquor and shoes and shit? You mean to tell me you ready for it to ride on and get justice? Because that shit takes time. Or it takes bloodshed. Which one are you really willing to do? Or do you got to go to work on Monday and provide for your little bit of tribe that you trying to care for and make sure you see them through? Which one you got more time for? You got time to ride for Pop? Because you don't. None of us do. We don't even have time to ride for the people who did die last week.
Damn, man. And it's sad because it's like, I know what Ray, I think Ray out here in Richmond too, and I know what Ray is talking about. However,
yeah, and I understand what he's talking about too.
Like,
it's just we're far gone. We are far gone as a race, man. Man, this shit was sounding good. If we would have kicked this off in the 90s and kept with it, yes. Too many distractions. Niggas want too much money to themselves. Man, I said it all the time. It's a dub on niggas. I'm sorry to say it. I'm saying us as a whole community thinking that we about to come up and rise. I feel like that. I know people don't want to really see it, but man, when you see the shit that's online and then the people you may know, and it's not enough of me's, AOs and Nayims. It's not enough writing. And then the support doesn't come behind us unless we talking about some stupid shit.
Man.
Anything positive? Oh, well, 100 people might check it out and keep it pushing. Let you talk about some stupid shit. Oh, we getting 1,000 and up. The clicks is going. When we talking about the dumb shit. So what do we really want? What can we really do as a whole? As a whole, not just you as an individual, because you got to get so many people that's going to be on your page. And I know if you follow Tariq Nasheed, he said he only need 300, and you really do. But we need 300 people that's ready to ride today, right now, and that's going to take their job and get it done. Not worry about, but what Nayim got on her plate though. We can't do that. We need 300 people that's going to do their job, not everybody else's. And if you don't have that type of community behind you, then what are you going to get done? In any capacity, on any level. I feel like all we got is to take care of our tribe and let the rest happen.
And I'm gonna be for real. It's not a popular message. It always gets me banned, but I am for dividing. I'm not for, we can't save the people who don't give a fuck about other people, who don't give a fuck about the community. And I say the community because the community don't give a fuck about you either. Like brother, out here busting, what's her name? Meatball. She got a fucking mugshot for filming. I'm gonna stop right here. So it's okay for a man, whatever, to generate revenue. This, I don't even really talk about people dying no more over here because I don't like it. But you know, about the prioritizing and living in Jackson, what about violence? Ray, what I'm talking about is people don't give a fuck. And we can't continue to pretend that us telling people that they should give a fuck is gonna make them give a fuck. It's not. They don't care. If they gave a fuck, it wouldn't be how it is. You wouldn't have 2% of the whole 100% being against something while the other 98% just want to numb their mind until they die. It's not about, because there are people who care. I don't subscribe to, I'm not gonna say I can't subscribe to violence, but I don't subscribe to unwanted violence. But you are not in control about how somebody responds to what you do to them first. If he wasn't out there fighting that night, he probably wouldn't have died. The streets have always been violent in America. America is violent, period. But the thing is, what I'm talking about is we can't, what the hell we gonna do with him? He can't help us. He can't do nothing for us. People don't even believe in his message. We're so far away from that, bro. The label will pay you to incriminate yourself, talk about your crime that will get you locked up or get you murdered. And they'll just give you money to keep doing that. And it's the cycle. People don't subscribe to loving each other and Tupac. We can't even get people to stop having unprotected sex. So we have to move on from him and see what we can do to save ourselves in the future. Because the people that actually give a fuck, they're very far few and in between. It's not what you think. And it's fucked up, and it's painful and it hurts. And I understand that, like, damn, you really think that you got a tribe and you got community? No, you got a couple of people. Like I said earlier, Boosie was sitting in a room of a bunch of people he didn't know bragging about his charge sponges. That's literally illegal. And your street shit is not above us out here in the regular world. It's how many years since this man, he was dead before I knew who the fuck he was. So it's like, I just, bro, I don't have time for Tupac. Keithy D need to let it go. Everybody need to move forward. And if we really serious, we'll start executing motherfuckers who keep fucking our community up. But we can't even get that going. So, like, no.
At all. Like, what? Even on this Tupac thing, you know, it's people who still think he alive.
No, come on. Like,
it's people who still say that. Like, that's a long time of hiding.
Ty trolling said Tupac the Black Jesus, man. But salute to you, Ray. You know, it's perfectly fine to disagree. I ain't one of them people who gonna cuss you out, call you a stupid motherfucker. I ain't gonna call you no name because that's ridiculous. We can talk because unlike Tupac, if you was to say something like that to me face to face, I wouldn't go off on you or assault you. Like, Man, fuck this nigga, bro. Come on, like, just come into 2023 and worry about your family and worry about the safety of where you live at. I never got to experience Tupac, so like I listened.
Hold on, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think I was like 2 or something when he died. Like,
I remember when he died. I mean, I'm not that much older than you, but yeah, I remember the impact. But let me tell you though, my brother was 25 at the time, real street nigga. And my other little brother said, man, Tupac just died. And my brother said, so the fuck? I don't care. Like, this is what I'm saying. When it came to people who was really in the streets at that time, it wasn't like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. We see what's on the cameras and people tell their story, and people still love Pac. Don't get me wrong. I still got love for Pac. But a real street nigga was like, so what the fuck? Like, I don't care about that shit. 25, same age at the time, and was like, you know what I'm saying? And we being kids, we not understanding it. Like, damn, why he don't care? But he like, I'm like, I'm trying to save my own head out here. I don't care about what Tupac or no celebrity doing, which a lot of us don't need to care about what no celebrity is doing. But hey, man, it's a thing right now.
But I think Tupac is severely important for a lot of reasons, and especially reasons like this where you can learn to just not end up like that. Because God, he would have, I feel like he still would have been alive if he just didn't go down this path of thinking that he was like those people who was around him. And then we don't talk enough about how the people around you bringing you in and grooming you and letting you do whatever you want to because they getting paid off of you. That shit's not okay. And that happens in not just music. It happens in a lot of different industries. Just letting you believe that you're one of us because you're around us. Like, you don't become somebody by osmosis. That's crazy.
Yeah, this whole situation it's sad to see, because when you think about Keithy D, Boosie, because I don't think Boosie 41, but okay, I mean 40. So Keithy D, Boosie, Charleston White, it's like they all was still just shucking and jiving on the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody, it's like, damn, these are elder statesmen, and they just, they look a fool. They look a fool. I don't care about Charleston White's message when I see him hanging out with Aiden Ross. Your message to me then turns into, oh, he want his money, he want his pockets lined as fast as possible because he know he ain't got much longer to live. Whether it be from a disease, him getting shot, whatever, maybe go back to jail. He want to get as much money as he can while he can. He don't give a goddamn about the message he putting out. Trust me, y'all. He don't care. Because it was just odd to me to see Charleston White get all this jewelry. Like, what the hell? I thought the message was real until I started seeing where he was going with it. I thought it was real, and then I started seeing where he was going with it. I said, oh, we got another imposter. And then it's just like, how do you even believe anybody in this community when they get a platform, when they do little silly shit like this? Man, I asked the question, and I want to just ask this and then just get off. Do Black people deserve to tell their own narrative?
I saw that, and it's crazy because I was driving, I seen it, and I was just like, I don't even know how to answer that. I really don't. I don't know I wouldn't know how to answer it. And it's like, go ahead. Because my thing is, we're controlling it now by what the fuck we prop up and what the fuck we perpetuate. We controlling it now, and look what's happening. Yeah. Niggas still talk about niggas like dogs. Look at Tasha K and Joe Budden situation. We talking about 2 huge Black platforms. And fuck you a bitch ass nigga. And then he come back saying whatever he's saying.
And this is what we got as representation as some of the biggest platforms that have our voice on it. We talking about beefing and bickering back and forth and what people are saying from entertainment.
It's so crazy because I get a lot of that kind of news from my girlfriend. I deliberately don't watch most stuff. Like, I watch y'all. I don't really watch outside. Like, I see the headline though, but like, unless, well, she don't watch that either. She barely got a YouTube account. But it's really crazy because like when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, I kind of don't have the capacity for that right now. And you know, I want to just respond to Ray with this. And it's like, it's fucked up because we got to do house cleaning first. You're right. We can control our own narrative. However, we have to have a civil war first. It can't be, it's not going to be a civil war. We have to have a Black Nuremberg, and we have to start in-house, and then we got to go outside of the house, because this is what I'm going to be talking about on Monday, just how we respond to each other versus how we respond to everybody else. How I'm not in my feelings or cussing you out, Ray, because you're just saying what you want to. And you can. Jason, I'm going to bring you up in a few. But I can respond to you like that because that's how I would respond to you in real life. That's how I would respond to you if you was to say something and it wasn't, I know we're just having a conversation. Motherfuckers are damn near be trying to, they will get up here and tell you, motherfucker, I bust my gun and I kill these niggas and fuck these niggas, bro. You would not do that in real life. You know you wouldn't do that. But you pull over when the police lights come on. Yes, sir. Oh, excuse me, ma'am, to the white folks. But to us, it's fuck us, you'll kill us. Those are the niggas that have to go. Like, but nobody wanna, you know, that's I done been suspended. That's why I didn't even get on the internet before a lot of this, because it's like, as soon as I get to saying like what Umar said, nigga, a lot of y'all niggas got to go. That's what it is.
Include Umar if we gonna keep it all the way real.
Now, look, all of them. Go.
If we're gonna keep it all the way real, including Umar. He came through with the message. And this be my thing every time I talk about Umar's, because I donated to that school. Real money. And when I seen him have all them whole allegations, and I said, oh, well, it's a dub on getting a donation from me. Bet you won't ever see another one of my dollars. So yeah, you talking to somebody who really donated to what the hell he was talking about. But all these years, it's no product. No, nothing coming from what he's saying. Man, he paying us lip service. We should be over it. Once we see that somebody of that magnitude is paying us lip service, hey man, deplatform you. Get the fuck out of our face. You're not doing nothing to move us.
I think that we have this problem as a group, because it's not all of us, but it is most, and I say most, like probably not most people over here, but like the problem that we have as a group is we're always looking for the external first. My thing has always been, you know, personal excellence. You do you first, then you do your house, and then you can start worried about the people in your family outside of the house. Then you can go try to do something in the community. Bro, you ain't no good for nobody if, I'm gonna say it, I don't give a fuck. If you can't take care of your children, what the fuck are you gonna do for me? What the fuck are you gonna do for our community? And you can't take care of your children. You can't take care of your own mind. You can't take care of your personal affairs. You don't have anything to offer us. And we have to stop being uncomfortable having that conversation and saying, because I'm past conversation. I don't really want to hear it. I'm here to get to the fucking point. And if you don't have no solution that is applicable right now, can we apply that right now? And somebody can call you back. I ain't really into it. I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't move like that. I don't really have that kind of patience for niggas who just want to lip wrestle all the time. I can tell you what you can go do right now to change your life. I tell niggas a lot of times, like, hey, you fucked up. I don't care about your situation, nothing like that. Take your ass to a truck driving school. You can be homeless to housed in 60 days. flat.
So I wanted to go back to where Ray said we're the only ones who can tell it accurately, right? Because that is
There
correct.
you go.
I'm
Yes.
not here to say like no. That's right. We are the only ones. We are the only ones who can
Right.
tell our story, right? But how long have we had platforms?
And
Like
let
I'm
those
saying, like
platforms go
everyone
on.
from the
Bullshit.
Tariqs, the Umars, the Joe Buttons, all of us have had big platforms. And has the black woman's image and the black man's image changed to the mass public?
Nigga, it don't matter. Like, that's the thing, bro.
You get what I'm
That
saying,
is
though? So do
intellectual
black people deserve to
masturbation.
tear their own narrative?
That is
You can't change nobody's mind.
because whatever they see you as is whatever they're going to already have in their mind. That's not going to. You can gather people together, but if you're not leaving here and going and doing something with your actual life, not your phone life, your real life, bro. This shit is just something to get you through your shift at work. Like, no, go do something for real. Sit around lecturing and like, I ain't with all of that. Can we do something? And if we're not interested in doing nothing, then I ain't the one. That's why I don't sit around and listen to a lot of this shit, because I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get up and do. Like, I can't. The bills is due every 30 days. I can't do nothing with a nigga fantasy island talk. I'm just being for real. And that ain't singling nobody out, because I don't give a fuck. Because, oh my God, you should do this and learn about the pyramid, bro. I ain't never been to Africa. Don't give a fuck about no pyramid. Like, the only one I know is that one in Memphis at the Bass Pro Shop. I don't care. Nigga, kids hungry now. Family needs shit now. What can we do now? Learn your history. I don't got time for
Damn, now that I'm thinking about it, like, I'm just asking. I'm not saying it is. I don't have an answer. What do you think? Even from the early 2000s, from 2000 to 2010 versus 2010 to 2020, has the black person's image gotten better, even to us? Has it gotten better or has it gotten worse now that we have more access to see what niggas is really doing, in these little towns? And
everything is in decline with the help of external vices. Like, now that because I personally believe we're not even supposed to know this many people exist. Like, I don't think we're supposed to know that there's this many people on the planet. And because all I have to do is pick up my cell phone and I can look and peek into somebody else's situation and somebody else's life, not only does that create something in my mind that says, oh, I might not be doing as good as this person. I'm not doing as good as them. I'm not living how I'm supposed to live. Bro, you don't know them. You don't know what the fuck they got going on. They could be in the middle of a war zone, but all you're seeing is the picture. It's giving people mental illness that they didn't have before, because you're comparing yourself to something you don't even know the full story to. You're you're being fed pornography all the time, drugs, all these things that are meant to bring you down and bring your self-esteem down. We're dopamine addicts, serotonin addicts, adrenaline addicts, oxytocin addicts. So if you ever seen that movie Wall-E, where the dude, it was like a scene in there where everybody just was like on the screen, it was just shit just flashing on their face. That's what we are. We're in a situation where you get to see everything now. So there's a thing, paralysis by analysis. You don't know what to do because you're confused about what's going on, because you're seeing so much. You don't know how to process. That's where, like, no, we have not improved. And the longer we go on, the worse it's going to get if we don't take control over what our addictions are. And then a lot of those addictions might not be drugs. It could be you're addicted to your cell phone. You're addicted to YouTube videos.
As we see with
conspiracy theories, like
with what's her name? With Krishan. Baby can't even get it together to get her own fucking child together. She can't even get off the phone to get her own. It's such a dilemma because we know that's how she make money, and even Instagram pay now. but can't even get off the phone and get her little life together for a couple of months because it's such an addiction. And on top of that, you need the money. I'm living so outside of my means that I it's not that I'm just addicted to this phone. I need that money or the bills ain't gonna be paid next month. Shit is crazy.
And
Like,
we're not
man,
dealing with the fact that the bills won't be paid next month. And this is my only means. It's funny because when I was thinking about this Keithy D shit, I was having a conversation with Phil earlier, and I was talking about how like people think that having fun is only a few things. Like, oh, my city don't have a casino, so it ain't nothing to do. We don't have a skating rink, it ain't nothing to do. But bro, there's so many other things to do. And I was saying about Keithy D is like, these people aren't smart enough to even branch outside of their bubble. Where why would you still have the gun? I have a friend, he's a white man, but he's a blacksmith. If I committed a crime and used a firearm in that crime, which I wouldn't for internet purposes, I guess, but why wouldn't I just take my gun to the blacksmith, have them melt it down and turn into a spatula or something? See, they don't have they're thinking, you're not even actually thinking about how you can really get away with something. Why is there evidence to anything that you've done? Because you're in your bubble. And that's what this internet and these cell phones have created, these bubbles where they think that, oh, 1 million people see me. Oh, that ain't nothing. It can't possibly be a cop online. It can't possibly be Fannie Willis looking at me. Nobody's seen it. I committed my crime and got on TikTok. Like, come on. Do we have any uncompromising platforms who Afrocentric?
I wanted to answer that.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, look, yes and no.
Because
listen, I'm gonna tell you who.
That's my.
I'm gonna tell you who. Kaya.
No, real talk.
Let me tell you, I admire Kaya so much. Let me tell you why I admire Kaya so much. It's because, okay, she was doing the videos and blowing up with T.S. Madison, right? They took it up to the next level. So much so, I don't know if people was understanding what was going on at the time. Joe Rogan had the #1 podcast. And I'm telling you, the day that they dropped their podcast, they were automatically #2. They were about to move Joe Rogan out of that spot. Okay, things go haywire. They split up and go their separate ways. Kaya basically took her platform and took it off of everybody's platform. You can't go, but she took it to her own website and said, hey, you want to see this, is going to be $25 a month. And she's uncompromised over there. Whereas we would be compromised because we're still on YouTube. And it's just her shit still thriving and going off of gossip and tearing people down, and you know what I'm saying? So that's the only platform that I know that is not compromised. But I admire this so much is because she got more than one person over there to pay the $25. I paid the $25 before.
My mama over there. My mama.
You feel me?
Yeah,
so,
like, it's
so to me, that was it's like, damn, she really cracking them. When you think about how many people really love her and really go over there to pay that subscription every month, and she is uncompromised. She does not have to answer or give a damn about how a Nicki Minaj is going to feel, how a Cardi B is going to feel, how, the upper echelon people is going to feel about whatever she's saying, because her crew followed her and they're paying her. But that's the only platform that I know that said, well, if y'all gonna flag me over here, I gotta build my own thing off of the main platforms that you guys are used to seeing. She dropped some over on YouTube a year later, but it's a year later. So what? I milked it for what it was worth, where it was at first.
And Prince did that. And it's the one thing about being uncompromising is you either all or you're nothing. You can't say you want to be with them but you're uncompromising, because it's not going to be that way, because it's always going to be like, yeah, but if you want to be I want you to be my friend type of shit. And it's just like, but when it's time for them to come up on like, can I hold this person accountable and we still be friends? The likely answer is probably no with most of those, big celebrity people and shit. So it's like, nah. To be African centered though, nah.
Yeah, no. Nah, we don't have,
because we don't
have that.
It's fucked up because we don't know who we can trust yet. We're not even at a point where we know who we can 100% trust. And I'm talking about like, you could really trust them with not being bought out, not being a rat. It's almost October 10th, Gabriel Prosser Day. Like, he was supposed to lead the biggest slave revolt in Virginia. 50,000 people organized in Virginia and North Carolina. He got ratted on by his own another slave went and told on him. We could have been free if it weren't for these fucking compromising people. But you can't, because I don't know what your motive is. And every time we get a person who's not uncompromising, they have to go make their own website for $25 a month and say, I am disconnecting from all of everything. If you fuck with me, I'm gonna be over here, or they get killed. So, or they get ostracized to the point where you think they're completely batshit crazy and you just don't want nothing to do with them.
But anyway, I thank you for bringing me up to express my opinions on this subject.
Thank you, no problem. I appreciate it. I didn't even think I was gonna be up here that long. I don't know if Jason's still here. I'm gonna still bring you up, Jason.
All right,
you, Katrina. Y'all make sure y'all fuck
you
with
too.
Without Google.
Yeah, go get Without Google. I'm about to drop the link.
Thank you. All right, I'll holler at you. Peace.
All right.
All right, let me see. Are you here, Jason?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm here.
I am listening.
Shout out to you and Katrina, and most importantly, shout out to the Big Homes, because I wouldn't know y'all without him. Tupac, like, I think we pay him too much attention, like, and we glorify this thing. He got involved with people and politics that he should have never been involved with because he was an entertainer. Like, George Clooney ain't in the streets. So, like, once you become a rapper, just rap. I don't need you to be no gangbanger when you rapping. Like, just rap. If you rap well, I'm gonna like you. Point blank, period. So, like, let's let him be wherever he is, and let's focus on these kids, because unfortunately, right now, our children are being influenced by this. I'm 43 years old and don't have any children. I work with kids every day, and I see them watching these dudes that's really, to me, just paid actors to perpetuate a downfall in our community. And so it's like, I feel like your platform, Ayo, and even Katrina, it's like, the reason why y'all not making big numbers is don't nobody want to hear what y'all saying. I honestly believe as people, we want to be stuck on stupid. But the only reason I called in is to say, congratulations, man. Every time you drop, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of Katrina. I'm proud of Ayo. And just keep doing what you're doing, because we need this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I don't really care about no numbers. I really like actually having a repertoire of my thoughts, like being able to like keep them in one spot and actually recall them. So, but I appreciate it, man.
And it's like,
I ain't gonna give up on the race. I will say that. I mean, I do be ready every day to give up, but but like, no, you're right. But I know why people love Tupac so much, because of what he represented before he got corrupted. And like Ray said, it wasn't totally his fault because he was young as hell. But like you saying, two things can be right at the same time. We need to we need to make regular people cool again. We need to like get away from, oh my God, that's a gangster. Like, okay, good for them. Like, regular people, you're going to see regular people every day. You're not going to see gangsters most of the time. You're not going to be nowhere near them. They're not going to be,
Yeah,
and if they're at your
fam,
job, they are toothless lions. So it's
it's like
you know,
when I thought I was really on some gangster stuff, I wasn't. Now that I'm what the gangsters would consider a lame, I got more access to artillery than I ever did when I was allegedly in the streets. You understand what I'm saying? These conservative white folks I'm around, man, they got 100-round drums. You hear me? So what's street to me is lame. What's gangster is providing for your family. Unfortunately, trying to find loopholes to not pay as much taxes as you need to. And if somebody run down on you, allegedly pushing their shit back. So like, we just got to change the narrative. That's why I love what y'all doing, because like, man, why are we still perpetuating drug dealers? Like, come on, bro, go get you a job. Like,
I don't
if
think
you make,
I don't think that taking care of your family's gangster. I think that's just being a good person. But pushing somebody's shit back because they played with you, I don't even think that's gangster. I think that's just being a citizen. Like, if somebody, that's self-defense to me. But you know, we got a lot of work to do if a person feel like they want to do the work. And that's why I said I'm a proponent of separation. We have to get away from people who want to destroy us. And if you're gonna, because my thing is, I don't have a problem with the streets or none of that stuff if you're telling the whole story. That's the whole thing with me. I just tell the whole story. I don't, that's good for you. You got your trophies, you got your, you know, wear your shit like a badge of honor. You earned that. But make sure you tell children and everybody the whole truth. Because like Ayo said before, if you don't tell the truth with your life, your death will tell the truth.
that's a fact. Hey, look, you just killed it. I can't say nothing after what you just said. Hey, you're a blessing to the community and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Take care.
All
Appreciate you.
right.
I'm about to get off. I think I need a nap. We might not want to be claimers of certain words and titles. I can't disagree with that. Pushing somebody wig back when they harm you or your family is as American as American pie. That's what it's good. That's what I'm talking about. Like, look, I got a big ass 3x5 American flag and I got a Virginia flag. 100% American flag all day. I'm gonna play it like that. I don't want to perpetuate none of the other, whatever. Protect yourself, protect your family. You have that right. God gave you that right. And we ain't about the, you know. But thank y'all for showing up. I just think Keithy D is a rat. I think he goofy. He deserves whatever sentence they give him because he was running his fucking mouth. And he should have just shut the fuck up and had a peaceful death and got away with it. So I'm gonna hop off. I might not go live tonight, but I might come back. It ain't really priority. I might just lump that in. You know what? I'm gonna lump the live for later on. I'm gonna lump that in with Goofy D. I'm gonna lump that in with my live for Monday, and we can talk then. But thank you, Katrina, for coming up. Make sure y'all go to, let me go back up without Google.big cartel. I need to take my game to my girlfriend's house today so we can play. I'm pretty sure she'll smoke me, but thank y'all for showing up, man. I really appreciate it. I hope I never have to come back at 8 a.m., but we can probably count on a nigga to do something real stupid real soon. So y'all have a good day. Be safe. Carry your firearm. If you have a firearm, carry one in the chamber, carry mace, carry something. And I am out.